Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin bubble news channel. What went wrong with BlackBerry, Yahoo, MySpace, and all of these other things? Because they couldn't change. That's what turns Bitcoin around. You said last year at Rare Evo? This is the main reason why I think Cardano will become the biggest coin in the world. You think Cardano will grow to be the world's largest cryptocurrency. That will always mean that Bitcoin will flip. When do you think that will happen? There is no way to beat Cardano if we can do what I say, since there's nothing else that can beat it. In the end, it lived up to what Satoshi said it would do. In the end, what do we want to achieve? Our goal is to make the world's economic, political, and social processes work better for everyone. A huge number of people. So if you build a growth engine that never loses employees and is always hiring new ones, and if you build a growth engine that can take all of your competitors' technology, at some point you'll just outgrow it. The next thing you know, you wake up in a multi-trillion-dollar ecosystem where trillions of dollars worth of value are moving around every single day. That is a fact. It's a fact of life that competition exists, and it's not done by the acts and behaviors of just one person. All of this is done for the good of the whole, just like in a normal market. It's kind of like GDP. Some people are in Argentina right now and they're battling hard to get the government there to do something. There are people in Ghana right now who are battling hard to get the government to act. Vietnamese game makers are being told to do something by some people there. Some people want to be partner chains, and if it works, there will be hundreds of partner chains after midnight. People are already building and starting. In Cardano, there are more than 300 live dApps that do cool things. Every one of them is working hard to make their business grow. They each have a team, a CEO, and other people working for them. For these people to get to the next level, it's important to give them the resources, motivation, and tools they need in the right way. You should then have them do the next step as a group, and then the next step again if you did it right. BTC stopped moving, and that's what flips it. The only thing that makes it valuable is that it's big and popular. That's it. It's not a brand new tech. It's not a brand new skill. You can go do something fun with it. But that's not what makes it great. It's big and works well. That was what Yahoo offered as a value. That's what the value argument for Windows was. That was what Windows Phone meant to offer. That was what MySpace offered as a value. When it comes to technology, the economy, politics, and society, network effects don't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything at all. If you don't believe me, take out your BlackBerry, open Internet Explorer, and go to reset your MySpace account. Then log into your Yahoo or AOL email and restart your MySpace account. Finally, write a blog post about it. You write a short note there. It's clear that none of these things are important. When I was a kid, they were the standard on the market and were thought to be totally unbeatable. No one could touch them. They are no longer important at all because of new things. We believe that Google can't be hacked. Look at how confusion has grown. As a product, Google is almost useless right now. They are in a lot of danger from all of these AI search engines. If Google isn't careful, they could move it in just a few years. In 2022, I was at Eric Schmidt's house at the Milken Institute. He kept going on and on about how big language models are the next big thing, and he was dead on. Even though he knew what would happen, he was sure that Google would win. He says, "We made the transformer, we have all the skills. It's all here for us. There is a lot of computing power here. Check out the Google Tensor and other things like that. We're going to let people in. We're just going to be guys." What did happen? These kinds of new businesses beat them at their own game. You can't always count on the people you think will win, whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin. They may be here today, but not tomorrow. It was over for Solana. There is now a huge amount of growth. Okay, it might die in a year or grow 5 or 10 times faster. But those are just flash in the pan if you don't know the basics. You need to look at a picture of 10 years. Bitcoin is the only one that has stayed useful. A very simple model, but it can't grow above a certain floor, just like gold. There's a very good reason for that. Digital gold can only be used for certain things. And when 500 billion people own it, you might have a Bitcoin worth $250,000 or $500,000. Okay, that's it. It will kind of reach that cap there, and it's spread out well. While smart contract systems are high utility, what's the point of being the vote system for every country in the world? How much does it matter to be the world's banking system? Why would you want to be the credit or identifying system for every country in the world? When it comes to being the value of gold, it's much higher than Bitcoin. What makes you that? To do this, you must embrace decentralization, think from first principles, protect the security of your system, and give millions of people who don't know each other good reasons to use that technology in the right way. And the ability to learn new things. What went wrong with BlackBerry, Yahoo, MySpace, and all of these other sites? Because they couldn't adapt to how the competition was changing. They didn't see that their business plan was no longer working, and they were ahead of the game. It wasn't like they were driving anymore, so Ethereum had to deal with this. They got stuck in a muck, and now all of their rivals are slowly destroying them from the inside out with Layer 2s. By the way, Layer 2s can become Layer 1s at any time, especially with partner chains, and they don't even have to be pro-Ethereum. Even though the network effect can happen very quickly, they think they're ahead of the game and are like Bitcoin. Their cult is different, so they could quickly get MySpace. Yes, I think we could do this if we find the right thing. Because of this, we're putting a lot of effort into the basics, such as first principles thought, the Edinburgh Decentralization Index, measuring decentralization, on-chain governance, and other similar things. Once something starts moving quickly enough, it fixes itself. You can also spot mistakes in your plan faster than anyone else and learn from them much more quickly. And if you have a great idea, you can bring it into your circle, turn it around, and make it a big idea. As an organized business, you can't do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter how smart you are. Ecosystems that raise users to the point where they all have a say in exposure are the only ones that can do that. Those are the ones that always work. They can't fail because it only takes one smart cow to open the gate for the whole herd to escape. So one user's great idea is all it takes for the whole thing to go off the rails, and everyone agrees that it's the model. Let's do that. Then, do you have a mindset that lets you change directions quickly enough to go after that and finish it? That's what Ethereum is building. That's what makes it unique. The first thing you did was ask me, why Cardano? That's what it is then. That's what we want to do. And I have no idea when or how that will change the market value of the coin. But it's going in the right way. It's like when Don Valentine talked about Sequoia and people asked, how are you so successful? He said, I knew what would happen. He was sure that transistors and computer chips would make everything different. But if you asked him, okay, so when is the personal computer coming? Who is going to bring the personal computer? Don couldn't have known about Steve Jobs, IBM, and all of this other stuff. It wasn't possible in the 1960s and 1970s. But he knew that this was the right tool to bet on. How the hell is the vacuum tube going to be able to compete with that? This is the way to go. You only have one static thing, and it can't get smaller or use less energy. The speed keeps going up every 18 months, and the other thing does this every 18 months. You make the graph and figure out the numbers. It's taking over the whole world at some point. The same thing was said by Gordon Moore. That's the thing about crypto. Are you losing your friends and family? Do you want to become more centralized or less centralized? Can you use the technology that your companies have? Do you think in terms of first principles? And do you have the right system of government so that you don't fall apart? This is my last word. Many authors like to tell people that when I was CEO of Ethereum many years ago, before the earth cooled and pushed out, it wasn't Bitcoin or Litecoin that scared me the most. It was something else. Back then, there weren't many, but there were some. It was NXT. The reason is that I saw this thing appear out of nowhere in just 3 months. It was built on Java,